And we are live.
Hello. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 420, everybody.
Woo!
All right, give a round of applause. We got here. I didn't think we'd get here, but we got here. Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh,
I've been looking forward to this since episode 69. All right. 369 was cool.
Worth listening to.
369 was all right, but no, definitely 420. This is where it's at. So, man, I can't believe we're here, but I am Otto, and tonight I'm with Jared.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, the threat to democracy himself, James Babb.
Great to be with you again.
And Alex Bot 460799636.
I'm hiding down here in the weeds.
in the weeds, literally. For our listeners, Jared did a nice little overlay of some nice cannabis plants on the corner of the screen, like a pretty little decoration. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
You could add some holly berries, and it could be our Christmas motif as well.
I was just thinking that. I'm gonna start
what my
putting
garnish
these
is
on
gonna
every
be.
episode with some different some different kind of theme. I think is what
We'll
I'm
put
gonna
heroin.
shoot
We'll
for.
put an opiate plant on the next one.
Yeah, we'll have a Baltimore themed episode and just put an opiate, a squeegee,
Yeah, yes, a squeegee.
something cool. Love some cool ideas going.
Dude, I'm drinking this kick-ass Imperial Pumpkin Ale. It's 10%. It's called Paranormal by Flying Monkey. Have you guys ever heard of Flying Monkeys?
No,
It's really good. It's 10%. That's the best part.
Nice.
But also about the bombs away here. I got a little
boom, drop it.
Nice.
treat. Oh yeah.
That's
So
it.
my apologies for what's about to occur. But we have to celebrate. We have to celebrate. It's
Yeah.
420. This is an occasion. So bombs away.
Uh-oh, here we go. It's gonna get weird.
That was really good.
High ABV beers and edibles for
I
Otto.
am-
Look who I've
Unfortunately-
got for our 420 episode.
Oh yeah, the
Nice.
Vermin
Oh,
Supreme.
It's our
Very
pony
Vermin.
powered future.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Vermin Supreme.
Back when he was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is back when he was cool. No, I gotta believe he's still cool. Isn't he?
Debatable.
I think
Well,
his
agree,
social
disagree.
media team is just not cool. I think
No.
Don't blame him for the
no.
idiots that that run his social media or hang around.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Otto's got
I
some
mean, if we could
inside
cut
info.
Rod Paul some slack on that stuff,
Yeah, if we can cut him some slack on the newsletters, like maybe
Like we never
He didn't
did.
write that, damn it. Yeah, we let go a lot of snow shoveling. We forgive that.
yeah.
Dude, your
Like
glasses.
Tom Woods.
Yeah,
Tom Woods,
stop.
what he
Stop
may or
it.
may not have done with any
He
league
didn't.
of the South is none of our business at this
He
point.
didn't do nothing. Okay,
didn't do nothing.
he didn't do nothing. Dude,
You're
Jared, your
commenting on my
glasses, like blue. Yeah, it's so blue and like purple.
yeah, these ones they have they're like polarized, so they like reflect light weird.
That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty tripped me out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
thing's
what's
hitting early.
freaking me out. Yeah,
We'll send
Oh.
Blue Box. We'll have to bill them for the advertisement. The free.
Oh, blue box. I had no clue you were talking about that for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he?
hey,
blue
did
what?
you guys notice that guy in Pennsylvania won? Some
Which
call
one,
him an orc. I
The
think
dead
that
one or the one who?
Yeah,
not one of the two dead ones.
Oh, okay.
This one
There's
who-
two dead ones.
This one was like only like halfway there due to stroke.
Fetterman.
We're halfway there.
Fetterman
Yes.
won, and I was really surprised. I thought he was like the Democrats' like throwaway candidate because they had no chance of winning because they've been so horrible. But shows what I know.
The power of the D next to the name. It goes.
D's
it
That's
like
all
goes
they
long-
want is the
long and
D.
far. That's it. No, it's pretty sad. It's a sad state of affairs that guy won, and
But
the
he was
fact that
also
we-
running against like just a total clown.
Some
but Dr.
charlatan
Oz is-
TV reality TV guy.
Yeah, like Dr.
Yeah,
Oz,
right.
like fake doctor from like Oprah or whatever the fuck.
Well, okay, but at least he could compile a sentence and didn't have a massive stroke. Like
Yeah.
this is if there was any time, there was also a libertarian running. Our guy Eric, he was running. Could have voted for him,
Yeah.
but
No one's
instead,
going to do that.
They
You
should
guys
have.
still voting? Really? Yeah. Um,
You're so mean.
I mean, like, let's face it. Do you think voters really have any say in these elections? I mean, considering what we've seen about the way social media has been in lockstep with the federal agencies to suppress information, control opinions, Facebook, YouTube, Google searches, Twitter. I mean, just
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh, Babs.
They got him. They got censored. They came after Babs.
Oh, here he is. He's back. He's back.
He's back.
did I drop out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
like-
Big time.
Oh, interesting. Where were we? I don't know.
You're talking about
Fetterman.
people you believe they really can elect. You know, does their votes really matter? Are
Yeah,
they electing
considering what we
anybody?
know about the way Facebook and YouTube has been censoring, and Twitter, millions and millions. We've seen we knew it all along because all of our friends were getting their posts taken down and their groups eliminated and their deplatformed. I mean, this has been like in our circles, this has just been a way of life, but like it's now gotten out into the into the normies that this has been on a scale that I think everyone is finding shocking. The amount of manipulation that they've been doing with the cooperation of the tech giants, it just leaves you wondering, like, what is left of this process that's legitimate?
I think there's a lot of. I think they don't have to. Like they don't have to like fake it. Now they can pad it. But I really think that they just got everyone the sacred thing of democracy, like democracy, like it's so sacred and holy that everyone rushes to do it. And you're just supposed to believe that it takes
Sickening.
like months to count these votes when before they were counted in like one or 2 days. Like it's just people.
Remember,
they run to the ballot box.
Some of the celebrity types were saying stuff like democracy itself is on the ballot. Will democracy
democracy's on the ballot.
survive?
That's a new one. Yep.
If
That was
people
a new
vote
one.
the wrong way, we're going to lose our democracy. Like,
Well, you can't
what?
say this is the most
pretty
important
based.
election of our lifetime. You can't say that every election, right? You got to start inventing new platitudes, like
To say the
democracy's
same-
on the ballot, like your children's life is on the ballot, like
Vote or
Daughter
die.
won't be able to get an
Vote or
abortion
die.
if you don't vote now.
yeah, women's rights are under attack.
All the same thing,
But-
Same old
but
tropes.
anyway, but what I think I underestimated the Democratic candidate, because what I now realize in hindsight is that he was the perfect candidate. You start with somebody who's just like a basic communist, add brain damage, right? And now
Wait, aren't you
like, he's
repeating
the
yourself?
ultimate. What's that?
I said, aren't you repeating yourself? Communist and brain damage.
Well,
yes.
let's just say they're often associated, but this
There's
was
a
like
strong correlation.
yeah. But this, he had both the the internal communism and then the external communism due to his stroke thrust
Mm.
upon him.
Right. He won.
Yeah, well.
Mean
and
Joe
he's-
Green.
Good God. How it's just I don't think they have to rig anything. They just spend, months beforehand saying the democracy's on the ballot and you need to go is most important.
Yeah.
Like all the things we were just talking about.
Do you
Like,
think we
they
could
don't
say,
need
like,
to do anything.
could we say that Fetterman won because of that STX scam that stole all that money and gave it to the
FTX.
All
DNC?
I know, I saw a
STX,
dramatic.
FTX. Sorry, I keep
F
saying
as in,
STX.
F as in
FTX.
fucked.
Yeah.
So I know the bare minimums of this. I came into it pretty late. But so apparently FTX was what? They were
They were in
donating
an exchange, and they were a crypto exchange and also tied to a hedge fund. We lost Alex.
Oh, good Lord, we're losing people left and right.
Yeah, I don't know all the intricacies of it, but yeah, basically they were running somewhat of a Ponzi scheme, which also somehow it might have involved. Well, it definitely involved funneling money into the Democratic Party. That is.
What's the
There
guy's
is
name?
actual docs of that.
Sam
Bankman or something.
Fried.
Bankman Fried.
Which like people have been calling him Scam Bankster Fraud. Like that. I think that's been his nickname for a while before now. I think the dude was open about his plans on how to scam people with basically creating your own collateral out of thin air and just recreating fiat in a crypto environment. Yeah. And I can't believe all the people that fell for it, because they, how long have we been telling people not to keep your money on exchanges?
Because they declared bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, they declared bankruptcy. People that had their stuff in their exchange, people that were tied up in their funds, they can't withdraw their shit because it doesn't exist.
I think there's billions lost.
Yeah, so it's like
people are comparing it to.
Thanks, Joe. Joe says I voted for Fetterman twice.
Like a good.
I mean, that's why I've been saying all along: just stop with the shit coins, stop with the exchanges, just fucking buy your Bitcoin, store it in a cold wallet, and just then you don't have to worry about anything. You just ride out these price fluctuations.
Institutional structures aren't really cut out to hold your own keys, right? They're not. It's not designed that way. Institutions need to adapt and adapt like multi-sig structures, things like this. So they're like the board of directors does hold their keys, right? They need to develop a way to do it instead of just saying, well, we just outsource the management of our gold here and our stocks there and our Bitcoin here. And rather, like, would you want to be the guy that holds the keys for, billions of dollars of crypto?
No. No, not really.
So I think that's why a lot of these institutions, got snagged in it because of the convenience. The idea of Bitcoin is to be your own bank. Not everybody is ready to be their own bank.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I kind of loathe Coinbase because they're definitely in bed with the feds, they've been around for, over a decade now. They've had, pretty much like no real issues, no, nothing, no one having their shit stolen. I mean, people have had their accounts hacked, but like they haven't had anything on a scale like this. They seem pretty trustworthy.
They did go down quite a bit during various runs and volatile activity. Like it was sketchy. Coinbase has been sketchy in 19 different ways in different time periods. But yeah, not always being there to having the account work.
What's that?
Yeah, don't leave it there.
Coinbase is mine.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that, like, I don't understand why you would go with some like, exchange that popped out of nowhere, run by like a bunch of 22-year-olds, and like all these celebrities are hopping on board. Like, it smells. You know what I mean? It smells. And if you have any like common sense, you should be able to sniff that shit out. Just be like, oh. Am I going to go with Coinbase or am I going to go with FTX? Like Coinbase, been around for 10 years.
Which one has the better celebrity endorsements?
Probably this FTX. I've never seen any like Coinbase ads with celebrities.
Well, I'm sure the remaining exchanges are going to be, part of their business model going forward is like a proof of reserves type of thing, where we're going to see maybe more independent audits or. Hey, this is creative destruction. People didn't learn their lesson at Mt. Gox. Okay, well, now you learned your lesson. Like seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember all the intricacies of the Mt. Gox situation. It's been a while. I imagine there's some parallels with what happened here. But yeah, I guess people just
have a lot of short money on the exchange, and then the exchange says, it's all ours now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
I mean, and they're definitely not like I had a bunch of shit coins on this exchange called Cryptopia out of New Zealand for a while, and they went down, and like I lost all that shit. It wasn't much, maybe like a couple $100. Like I don't own shit coins, but I had some left over.
Like if it's your pocket change, that's one thing.
Right? Yeah,
but these
I'm not putting my
investors had like people's, I don't know, presumably their pensions, and like we're talking a lot of money. People, I'm sure there's some real. I mean, think of like that poor football player. How much did he invest?
Like 300 million.
Yeah,
What,
they lost
Brady?
out on that.
I think so.
He had 300 million in that.
Yeah.
Let's Google it. Hang on, let me check the docs.
So,
But that's
Damn,
what I saw.
He's been having a bad
He was
year,
pretty
man.
heavy into it.
Russell
Maybe even
Coons, but
more
you know
than
who
that.
knows what else he's done with it. I mean, we don't know exactly what else he has it in. I mean, he could have diversified a lot or played it right. You never know. I just think like Odell Beckham Jr. just his contract last year, or was it Odell? I don't know. I forget who it was. Someone else did that last year, and I don't think they did anything with it, and they lost a lot of money, and they're like kind of bitching about it.
Yeah, but that's
Right,
just losing out on Bit. They didn't invest in FTX. They just invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not talking.
But we're talking
FTX.
about Tom Brady actually like had money invested in the firm itself.
Oh, he
Right.
did. I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
like
Oh fuck.
that's what I've heard. Once again, this is the Punk Rocks
Okay.
Libertarian podcast.
Well, I'm
can't
sure he's playing. He's
confirm
really
nor
good at
deny.
playing football and everything. But
He's
what does
actually
he know
not
about
anymore.
scam coin? Either he was like, hey, either he knew it was a scam and he was going to be in on the scam coin, or he was too dumb to notice it was a scam coin and he was the
Wow.
one that got scammed.
Yeah, so both him and his wife, Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen, put their $650 million fortune into maximizing their stake in FTX cryptocurrency.
Why? Why did you? I mean, well, how much do they have left? Are they still like billionaires? I mean,
Well,
is
they're
this
now
just like
divorced,
party
so
money?
they just got divorced. So this is now she's already dating. She's dating the karate instructor, which I find
How many
hilarious.
millions does he have?
Well, Giselle is she's an international supermodel. Now he chose the FTX because of the CTE. It's very funny, Joe. Very funny. I can't believe this is bullshit, Andrew. Andrew, how do you not have weed on episode
Smoke
420?
weed every day.
Okay, let's figure out. Okay, let's apply some completely unjustified conspiracy theories onto what's going on. Okay, just what we do know is that this guy
right.
involved
Tom Brady is a general in the ASOF battalion.
Has
He has
anybody seen if he has Nazi tattoos?
Not a lot, just a few.
He might have a chest tattoo.
So we know that this guy was a big time Democratic Party donor, second only to Soros himself. Okay,
Imagine that.
Massive donor to the Democratic Party. Okay, so so is he responsible for getting Fetterman like installed in Pennsylvania? Possibly. Who knows?
Of course.
But now, what if it's even deeper than this? What if it's just a whole, part of a insider or like deep state attack on Bitcoin itself to delegitimize Bitcoin, to scare away in institutional investors, to justify more regulation and laws around exchanges, ramp up their power.
I would think
push
that would
their
be part of it.
CBDC.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say, probably, push the CBDC because, you'll have the infrastructure of the U.S. federal government backing the CBDC, not like some 22-year-old kid that's like lives in a polygamous cult. Also, what was the one you said before that? Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough episode.
Oh yeah.
There was one thing I wanted to say though.
The conspiracy theory is it?
Yeah,
I mean, could this be just an intentional?
I think they want like
role? Is
I think they want
a crisis actor who is
I think they want the
of
regulation.
a billionaire playboy.
Oh, of course.
They want the regulation. So now it's like, everyone's screaming for regulation. Fucking Tom or Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank guy. He's like, I'm going to Capitol Hill and I'm asking for regulation.
Of
Because
course.
he got taken too.
Tom Brady should be the poster child. Like, don't let what happened to me happen to your child.
Right.
Or like,
you wouldn't download a car.
Call your senator now and demand that these mean Bitcoin people be stopped.
We need cryptocurrency justice. Okay.
We need common sense crypto.
Common sense crypto.
A CBDC will solve all of this and be more equitable, and will solve the carbon crisis, and will fix inflation.
Oh shit! Yeah,
It's the most democratic thing to do. It'll be more democratic. Oh God,
It's so democratic. We're not even going to have elections anymore.
Yeah,
Because
we're
this is
joking.
the ultimate in democracy. It's just we tell you everything to do.
We're joking, but I guarantee you in like 2 months, we're going to be seeing these people in Congress saying the same exact fucking things. Mark it down, episode 420.
I mean, they've
that's
been
Otto's
saying it.
prediction.
I mean, Elizabeth Warren has been at the front of this shit.
Yeah,
but everyone's kind of like just
been.
like ignoring her. But like now, they're gonna start listening. I mean, it was bound to happen. Like, it's just a natural course of things.
But
living
just think about
in
these people that have
world.
these people that have been alarmed about the threats to democracy, right? Like we heard this theme like beat over our heads over January 6th, over Putin, over Trump, over anything they don't like is a threat to democracy, right? Like
everything.
But then when it comes to like the federal government actually manipulating public opinion and propagandizing the United States population to extreme measures, that's not a threat to democracy. No.
That's the funny thing, because there's been a lot of talk recent of the past few days that, I mean, every AIPAC sponsored candidate, like 95% of them won their election, and it's like that's the key here.
It's
is
bad
like
news for
it's
Iran.
also 95% of candidates, anyways, right?
Pretty much.
Did they just sponsor all the candidates?
Yeah, probably.
So it's like you think to yourself, it's like how is that not influencing election? Even though like whatever, like how is that not?
Right.
Is that not considered that?
Right. They'll come in and address Congress directly. Wasn't the prime minister like from Israel? Like, didn't he like get to personally address Congress to make his? I guess I don't know. Does Zelensky? You know, he can just come over and ask for money anytime he wants.
Oh yeah, apparently. Oh, all right? So we got to get the docs on that. There's this. Apparently Zelensky's coming, or is it? I don't. It actually might be about something else. Apparently Donald Trump tomorrow is supposed to give some type of speech, and then afterwards, Obama and Bush are supposed to do a thing like about disinformation. Or whatever. Afterward, like about its counter
world slapping
Trump
the face.
Right. Yeah.
That is just the ultimate gaslighting by these people, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
They think the American people are going to just laugh that off. You like. Hey, did you guys see the video of Sean Penn with Zelensky where he gave him his Oscar?
Yeah, it was so cringe. It was just.
He's like, you're doing a better acting job than I am.
Should we play some of that, or is that just too offensive to the audience? It was some of the cringiest war propaganda crap that I had seen.
There was a video. I don't know. I'd have to go in the. I'd have to get in the docs.
We did not come prepared.
See if I can.
We came prepared with the cannabis, but not other than that.
That's all we needed.
I know. We're such a shitty podcast. So many things happened, but we're like so stoked about the 420. We're like,
we forgot there was a podcast because we got high. Like, guys, we actually have to do a podcast.
It's like, oh shit, there's things here.
But yeah, speaking of January 6th and democracy, so I was trolling the Congress critter from Maryland, David Trone. Because apparently he won, but it took like days because it was such a close race. We had to count in all the ballots and recount all the ballots. But I just retweeted the picture of him, Jared. If you can pull that up, it was pretty great. But you know what I'm talking about, Babs? You've probably seen it, Jared. On January 6th, this congressman had like this whole gas mask trash bag over his head. He was retweeting it, on Jan 6, and so he won. But it's like, oh, yeah, look at this goof.
What a fucking clown.
So he won
that movie Boy in a Bubble.
Yeah, like bubble for our
Why
audio.
don't you take a picture of this and tweet it?
I don't even understand what it's for. Like, was he supposed to like think that like the January 6th people were like setting off gas bombs or something? Like, what is that even for?
I don't know, but yeah,
Like,
they don't even you know what? They don't even use that level of like biohazard safety protocol at their Wuhan lab that they're funding, right? Like it's true. Like that Wuhan lab, there was like only level 2. Like they don't even like wear suits.
Yeah, they just. Yeah, it's insane.
Nothing makes sense anymore. It's all just bullshit. The whole damn fucking thing. We're electing dead people, and
yeah, where was that guy in Pennsylvania? What was the guy's name?
There were 2 dead guys elected in Pennsylvania.
I can't.
Well, it's a predominantly Democratic state. It's bound to be, you know.
I've heard of dead people voting, but not dead people winning.
Well, these guys just really resonated with the average Democratic voter.
The guy's name was Tony DeLuca.
Tony DeLuca.
So he had a lot in common with all those Pennsylvania, graveyards.
His name was
really
Anthony. Pennsylvania's longest-serving state representative was the choice in more than 85% of votes cast.
This is clown.
DeLuca, 85, died on October 9th from lymphoma. By the time of his death, it was too late to change the ballot or put forth another candidate for his seat. Vote for the dead guy.
Oh my god! Wow.
But like,
what
am I
supposed to
take
forced
from
to
that?
serve the full term, though? No special election. This is what voters wanted. This is what they should get. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
But like, this says more about
democracy or whatever.
That's what this says more about the voters than it does about these people are running candidates because they know they can win. Like, they know Fetterman's he's the perfect candidate. He's a mindless, he can't even have a conversation.
How could they they resist?
Yeah, even like his conversation with you, he needs teleprompters, and like even just for that, I mean that's even worse than Joe Biden. And they're trying to say this is okay.
Yeah, we played that Fetterman interview where he was asked about inflation, and he put it together about 100 words for his answer that was just completely unintelligible and completely off topic. Didn't even know how to blame Putin, didn't know how to blame climate change, didn't know how to blame Republicans.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was when I was up in PA last week during the World Series, because of course they were showing, it was just nonstop political ads. But there was one of his commercials and all of his audio, it was so blatantly spliced together to make it seem like it was one coherent speech. Just
the best way to get a sentence out of his mouth.
Yeah, and it was clearly spliced. My brother, we did a double take. We're like, what the fuck? It's so blatant. It's clearly like spliced together audio to make it seem like it's one long coherent speech. It was maybe a 30-second ad of him just speak, but it was all spliced together.
Look at what they tolerate with the president. I don't think that you will even find like a Democratic, loyalist that says that like, yeah, Biden's in control of his teleprompter, right? Like they all know, like they know it's not him. They know that but it's our guys. Whoever's the puppet master back there, he's our guy. Right. We don't really care if the puppet is a kid sniffing, demented, lunatic.
I support fracking. So I don't support fracking. I support fracking.
Right.
Or
this is the bar.
Good night,
it's
everyone.
So low. And it's like I think at this point, but I want to say that the bar set so low that you have to be able to see through, like it's just a game. Like you have to be able to see through it now. But I realized if the bar's this low and they still voted for him, no, they don't see it. They're like, ooh, the Republicans, they're fascist and evil, and Donald Trump is literally Hitler. Like that's how they see this shit. This is their mindset through everything. So I honestly don't understand. Like I do not think the Republican Party is going to exist in a few years. I think it's just going to get so drowned out, or it's going to be so hyper located. Everyone's going to flock. Like, I think that's why we see these changes in some of these states, like Pennsylvania, where like the Democrats just won easily. Cause I think most of them just moved out. They moved to Florida. They moved to Texas. Like, look how red Florida is now. Remember, like, what did DeSantis barely won by like a few tens of thousands of votes or whatever that last time he was elected, or the first
Yeah, the
time
guy
he
who
was
was
elected.
like doing cocaine and having gay sex
Right.
in a hotel. It was all cracked out, and he barely won.
Not
What's
to
wrong
take
with
that.
That came out after though, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out afterwards.
But even still,
it's just that. But that's the point. Now he won by like 60%.
I think a lot of people.
It's like I think everyone just flocked to Texas. They flocked to down to down to Florida, and it's just so now I think that's just what it's going to be. So I see that the blue states getting even bluer. They're going to be like navy blue.
Well, I think
like everyone's going to be
also,
like California.
there's so much money and power within the sort of Klaus Schwab, Hollywood, Epstein's Island, Washington D.C. Like power structure, right? That they end up like I think they end up, and I think Hillary talked about this openly, was like amplifying the worst Republican candidates. So when they face them in the general election, it's a slam dunk, and that's what they intended to do against Trump.
That was the Pied Piper strategy, they called it.
So and I think they're really doing that. Could be why like Dr. Oz was the candidate. Like it could have been easy for just any reasonable, like standard politician kind of guy could give some general conservative answers and promise change, and he would have won.
It's just so pathetic. I just
if it's counted at all. And of course, they were all like, "Did you get your mail-in ballot? You got your mail-in ballot, right? Click here to get your mail-in ballot. Your mail-in ballot,
It's so sacred. So vote from your couch. Like it's so sacred.
Well, luckily, I didn't see the nationwide totals, but Vote for Nobody did really well in Pennsylvania. Like
Nice.
almost like a 2-to-1 margin over those people that voted for somebody. So, kudos to Pennsylvania for voting for nobody.
Noda.
Yep. That's the good old Noda.
The nice thing is anybody can vote for nobody. You don't have to be 18. You can be a felon and vote for nobody. You can you could be an illegal immigrant. You could be, whatever.
No human is illegal, okay? Oh God, this is so stupid, man. Everything about this is just fucking dumb. And this whole election thing, it blows my mind on how dumb everybody is. You're all fucking dumb. Every last one of you. You're all dumb. I cannot
see, but I've been thinking that for decades, but they just keep getting even dumber. Like
I know
something's up.
Something is up.
It's the chemicals in the water.
I know. It's all that fluoride.
Now, I think turns out people have always been dumb, but back when we thought they were smarter, we were dumber, right? Like,
true. I don't know what else could we possibly like. So now that Maryland they got legal weed now here in Maryland, but that just means it's going to be more expensive and less quality. But you can get it from anywhere, I guess.
And hopefully less people in jail.
That's the only real benefit, because I do think in Maryland it included a expunge and stuff, expunge your record and amendment to it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's nice. Does it have awesome. a home grow?
Yeah, you're legally allowed to grow 2 plants as long as they are not in public view.
Ooh, because that would flaunt your freedom. You may not flaunt it.
You gotta hide it. It's so.
We're still gonna pretend it's a little bit shady somehow.
Yeah,
like,
we don't want to encourage it, but we're gonna allow it.
So the people at I'm a part of that socialist group, Decriminalize Nature, and they have a pretty agorist take on it. They're like, no, it should not be legalized, because their view is it's just going to bring in the capitalists and the people who want to sell and exploit, instead of just being able to like use your own dealer and find your own, grow your own medicine, as opposed to like going and buy it at a store. So it's the same thing when it comes to legal weed. I can imagine. What is the tax on it going to be, Jared? Do you know, in Maryland for weed?
No
I think it's
idea.
be like 15%.
I think they're still trying to figure all that shit out. I don't think we're going to be able to buy it in stores until like next year.
And then there's the regulatory burden, which is probably even twice what the tax is.
It's going to be
because
so
then on top
money.
of that, technically speaking, the feds can just roll in and raid your shit because it's
Yeah.
still federally illegal.
They can.
So like,
Especially right on the DC border.
so the only people that are going to be able to get into this industry are people that already have a ton of capital, like, Ralph, whatever, more or whatever the fuck
Well,
it is.
This is where you
the
need the
tobacco
Ed
companies.
Fortunes of the world. NJ
Philip Morris.
Weedman, who just said, I'm selling weed like a white man, knew he wouldn't qualify for one of their permits in New Jersey, but just started selling weed anyway and has been
Good.
getting away with it in a glorious fashion. And he's inspired others to do the same. And there's it seems like a whole attitude now is fuck that stupid license.
How does he get away with
bullshit. Just he's been able to do it longer than they've been able to tell him to stop doing it.
That's not a good explanation, but okay.
I don't really have the answer, except that I think he wore them down. I think he just, it's out of their control now.
So he has like a store, like a brick and mortar store that he sells weed out of, but illegally, technically.
I'm not accusing him of any crimes, but let's just
say he doesn't have the proper government documentation to.
He does not, and he's right across from the state capitol and city hall and whatnot in Trenton, and he's been an inspiration to others. So he's not the only one on the street doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have been selling drugs on the street for a very long time, James.
Good, and it just
but with a storefront and
storefront
signage.
is storefront and signage.
Awesome.
I mean that's cool.
I mean, it's just so Alex is gone. Alex is his computer hates him. Keeps dropping.
Computer is high.
It's
like what were we doing? Podcast. Whoops. Oh, now Babs is going.
Oh no, James is gone. All right,
smoke weed every day.
It's just me and you. Well, no, he's back. He's back. No, it's God. What we were talking about, man. But I feel like the money is just gonna be. It's gonna be like $70, just to get like one of those pre-rolls.
I don't know. I have heard from people that live around legal weed that like it's not like that insane of a markup.
Well, California, they have legal weed, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's California.
Yeah, but
Maryland, like Colorado.
Yeah, well, we're not.
Yeah, but we don't have prices like California out here, unless you're like DC area.
Yes, we will. I'm saying we will. Like it's gonna be. We're
I just mean general pricing. Like I'm saying, like everything is expensive in California.
Yes, and everything's expensive here.
Well, everything is expensive everywhere now, but comparatively speaking.
They finally got sports gambling legal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
sports gambling.
I keep getting ads.
So long too. It took like 2 years.
Well, they like legalized it, and then it was about regulating it. Like it got legalized.
It takes years for everybody to hold their hand out and figure out how they're going to get a slice of that stoner money.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Sweet
gambling.
Stoner money.
Yep.
It's gonna. Stoners are going to save the schools. Stoners are going to save the environment. Stoners are like everything that's wrong about their stupid system is now going to be saved if people can just get high enough.
Yeah, that's
what are they promising to do with the money? They're going to reinvest it in our communities. What does that mean? Hiring more cops?
Yeah, but when they put the casino in, when they put the casino in Baltimore, the huge argument about it was just like, do we really think we should put, a casino in? And then I guess they conceded because that money, the revenue was going to go to public schools. So like, oh, this is great. We'll have a casino. It'll go to the indoctrination camps.
It didn't even.
Parents would be better off dropping their kid off at the casino than at the school.
Right? Seriously. So I think they made concessions that I guess to open the casino within the Baltimore City limits, a certain percentage of revenue or whatever goes to Baltimore City public schools. And look,
everybody's got to get thriving out.
Yep.
The state police, they're going to have to weigh in. Well, how many new cops are we going to get? New Jersey was a long battle where New Jersey just like their big objection was, well, how are we going to indiscriminately pull people over now? So, so they're like, well, we can't tell if somebody's impaired or not when they're high. So how do we know whether we should arrest them or not? Right. That was their big beef. They're like, we can't tell. And they're like, well, we could do forced blood draws. Would you like us to do that? And then they're like, and then instead they came up with a special kind of police officer. Due to his training, he can now just look at you and tell if you're impaired or not.
Oh,
And
yeah. I saw a video
that's
of
like
that.
considered a special evidence against you just due to his training.
Oh,
You know, it's even better than a police dog.
yeah, because
No, I saw a
they're so
video
reliable.
about that. Some like college football player got pulled over by the cops, and they said that at first he was like, I smell alcohol in your breath. And then once he like blew like a 0.00, they was like, I think you're impaired. I think you have weed. And he's like, well, you said you smelled alcohol. And so they brought him back to the station. They had like this guy. He's like, I'm the special I know if you're on weed guy. That's me. And he gave him all these tests, and he's like, yeah, you passed all the tests. And
Like first they hand you a bowl of Cheetos. Okay. And if you take one,
Yeah.
they put on a Pink Floyd album, right? And then if you start grooving, right, like
If you're friendly and not depressed,
You might be high.
could be. It's a good chance. No. God, it's just so pathetic. This whole, it's just, everyone loves it. They crave it. God, do they crave it? They're like, regulate me, daddy, harder. Like, that's just how the people, when they go to vote, it's just, that's why, like, you hear, like, I've been saying this for years. Like, you always hear, like, the moniker, like, of people who are, like, the normies who are, like, kind of, like, down with weed. They're like, yeah, it should be legal, and it should be legal, and, like, we should tax the hell out of it.
It's like,
for our schools.
Like, that's, like, I'm like, what?
We
Like,
needed
what?
to
Wait,
fund
what?
our racist schools. What?
Right.
yeah, pretty much.
Dude.
I think to Jared's
Use
point, it's going to be a
weed-
while. It's going to be a
Use
while
weed
until we see these
taxes
stores.
to fund racist schools. That should be their slogan.
They are pretty racist. I'm gonna say that.
yeah, it's gonna be a while. But I think sports betting might be here soon.
Yeah, they were saying before
I actually heard
Thanksgiving.
November. Yeah,
Before Thanksgiving, yeah. Should be
so
cool.
it's like next week.
All right.
Yeah,
not a big
I
sports
keep
fan,
getting
but-
ads from like DraftKings and
Oh yeah. Oh
all
yeah.
those places. Like, sign up now to like let us know when it's like legal for you to start betting on our platform. I'm like, okay, sign me up. Let's get degenerate in here.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's too dangerous. I could seriously. I just got to stay away from sports betting because I'm just.
I mean,
like,
I've got self control.
I mean, it's not that I would, but it's just like I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Hey, did you guys go to that thing in Baltimore County had? It was the bug buffet.
Oh no. Oh god.
Did you guys hear
I
about
said-
that?
I said that to Jared and Otto the other day, and they're like, "Oh no, man, I don't think I could do brunch." I was like, I was fucking joking. Like, I was like, "Did you see the article?"
Oh yeah,
No,
didn't-
I was
didn't
like-
see the whole thing.
Eat insects, but did you know that humans do too? Insects are a sustainable protein source and are a delicacy in many cultures. Come learn all about bugs as a nutrition source, their use in various cuisines, and sample a few yourself, including ant and grasshoppers. And it's
You guys are.
the
You know what?
county of. It says Parks and Recreation in conjunction with the World Economic Forum.
Yes, Global Young Leaders Program.
I mean, admittedly,
Is that real? Was this an actual thing in Baltimore?
Yeah, I saw the
Yes.
article. It
Yes.
ran.
Yeah,
Yeah,
See, this stuff makes me want to believe that they really do want us to eat some bugs.
dude. Like
So my
Otto,
wife-
your wife is a bug eater. She's denying it.
Yeah.
My wife.
Or Otto's wife she's denying
Because
this.
she was like, at first she was like,
Name out your fucking mouth.
no, so like my wife, because I had to like explain it to her. I'm like, yeah, they're trying to groom us into like eating bugs. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's like everywhere. There's celebrities like endorsing like eating bugs and like, oh, isn't this the cool hip thing? And bugs. And so it was funny because Alex, you sent it to, you're like, anyone go to brunch tomorrow? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go to Das Beer Hall and get some brunch. And then the link came through after you. So your message came first, then the link.
Oh,
After I
okay.
already responded because I had like low reception where I was at. And so I was like, cool, let's go to Das Beer Hall. And I even turned to, like, I told Christina, I was like, oh, let's go to Das Beer Hall tomorrow with for brunch. It'd be cool. And she was like, hell yeah. And then I was like, oh, I guess Alex was just joking. I saw the bug thing.
Disappointment.
But then you guys actually ended up going to brunch, without me. Because
We didn't go to
my-
brunch. We just
Well, you
went and drank beer and watched football.
Watch
You could
watch
call
sports
that,
ball.
if you were gay, that would be brunch.
Yeah, it was like the straight version of brunch.
Yeah, unfortunately my wife has she woke up with the flu that morning, like like 3:00 in the morning, like cold shivers and
Yeesh.
they're like, oh yeah, like she was real bad.
Dude, everybody's freaking out again. The flu's making a comeback, and now it's
flu's
like
been
COVID.
awful.
And then you have that RSV that's affecting the children's, and
Yeah, my
they're
daughter
already
had that when she was 6 weeks old, dude. She like almost died. Like it was
Yeah, it's like a
bad.
baby thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it really fucks with babies, and it's also bad for humans. Adults too. Fuck is wrong with me?
it doesn't affect reptilians, but humans.
when the edibles kick in and you start dehumanizing people.
Anywho, but yeah, I would just say that like it's the flu this year is probably the worst it's been in a while, and I know people who have like the flu and it won't like they've had it for like over a week. Like I was on a field trip with my daughter's teacher. She was like on her like 10th day with it.
If only there was something
getting better.
If only there was something to explain why all these weakened immune systems. What's been going on the past 2 years? And you wonder.
Excess deaths. Just don't be an excess death.
Right.
Be a regular death.
It's just it's bad. The flu is bad, and flu is actually like it's worse than what COVID is, clearly. And I just wouldn't want to fucking like have I'm doing my best to like stay away from my wife and like try not to get the flu, because the flu is what gets me. I don't get sick at all, hardly ever, like ever.
Well, you've been to enough Mises Caucus events that you probably have a pretty robust immune system at this point.
Yeah, we've been to so many super spreader events the past 3 years. We're good to go.
Yep. So I'm doing my best to kind of like I just been taking my elderberry supplements, my zinc, my vitamins, all sorts of good stuff. Help me.
Ivermectin.
Yep. Horse paste. Yep. Lots of horse paste.
Horse dewormer and.
Fuck's wrong with these people, man? I swear to God. And now like they're selling it on, and then now they're like, oh, we're gonna research myocarditis links to COVID vaccine. Yeah, that was a news article that I saw.
Oh yeah, NBC already ran an article, and they were saying it only affects like the numbers were so their statistics were so low. Like I don't know where they were pulling them out. Like
they were like, yeah, they're gonna run a study to see if there's any connection between. I'm like, okay, all right, never mind. I see where this is going. Never mind.
I think the world. I think a lot of the rest of the world is kind of pissed off about the whole origin of COVID stuff and the whole vaccine bullshit and the injuries and the mandates. From like Europe, it just seems like there's been a lot of rumblings from like not just people like us, but they're like official government people seem to be starting to take this excess death problem pretty seriously.
Not here. Everyone, the fact that all these Democrats got voted back in, the worst people like Gretchen, that fucking bitch,
she faked her own kidnapping, right? And she still gets elected.
And she still gets elected. That just tells me that no one's really pissed in this country. They love to be locked up.
Do you think she faked it or the FBI faked it?
Well, I mean, it was discovered as a plot.
I say
was it to advance her career or is the FBI career or both?
Man, yeah, you could be right on that one, James. Man, you might be onto something.
Because I'm still hopeful that the FBI will try again. Maybe this time they'll train someone better to do it.
Yeah, wonder what state. Wonder who could be.
I don't know.
It'll have to be around election season again, though. They're not going to do it right now. They got to save that one for 2024.
Did you see Justin Trudeau did a whole little like fake vaccine?
Oh, let me pull up the docs on that. And then he goes up
like he supposedly got a booster and a flu shot.
It's called a flooster
thing where he put on a mask.
The flooster.
The flooster shot.
Yeah, I swear to. So
it's fun to say. Flooster.
I was listening to No Agenda, and I think it was the Go Maryland or whatever, the Go Vax Maryland. Our tax dollars are being stolen for their
my kid's
vaccine campaign.
Doctor is the fucking face of it. Yeah,
But yeah, they're pushing this fucking booster, and they're calling it like you can get the flu shot and the booster at once. Get your fluster. I
They're
shit
just
you
shaking
not.
stuff up. No, they're just like
they're
they're like
marketing
dumping it
it.
in one thing or like
Yeah.
get in, man.
See what happens. Let's
No.
go.
Fuck it. And people love it. They love it. They're lining up to get this. They're like, please vax me harder. I wish I could get a booster every 3 months.
It's called
Like,
max
oh, God.
vaccine. Remember?
Max vaccine.
Remember max vaccine?
Oh my God.
This is it.
Oh, mix and
This
match.
is what it looks like.
You-
The old mix and match.
Oh my God.
One in
So-
the ass
Yeah.
and one in the arm.
Here it is. Here's the docs, like NBC. There's this normie. So they're slowly trying to like just let little bit of info come out to the normies, but it's still like we still don't know yet. We still don't know. But yeah, myocarditis after COVID vaccination, research on possible long-term risk underway. Possible.
But then-
Yeah, like
long-term.
maybe we should look into this.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then they say if any links there are, so you know where
Yeah.
you know what they're gonna find. There,
So it's
you
like-
know it. You know it's gonna be like we couldn't find a single link. We're the best, or who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? They might just be like, "Oh yeah, you get myocarditis," but you guys knew that. You guys totally knew that.
Gas-
You guys. No, it's a thing. We never said it didn't.
Yeah,
Like
the
that's what they'll say.
gaslighting. The gaslighting is
Ugh.
continuing because it's
Ugh.
in October 2021. Devion Miller was found unconscious in the bathroom of his home in Detroit a week after receiving his first dose of Pfizer's COVID vaccine. And he said then 22 had started experiencing chest pain 2 days after getting vaccinated. But of course, they gaslight us, and they're saying, "Oh, Miller is one of very small group of people in the United States who have experienced myocarditis. Like very few. Like they're just dropping
very
few. Yep.
Yeah, no. Meanwhile, excess
bad
deaths. Some reports indicate excess deaths are exceeding deaths under COVID. Like the cure could be worse than the disease that they're claiming to be curing. So
Yeah, I mean the fact that life
getting
insurance
bad out there.
companies, in fact that insurance companies and all they're doing is just looking at stats and docs, and when they're seeing increases, then something's fucking up. When they're adjusting, because they have to be right. So, yeah, that's kind of just kept very quiet, but it's just insane that they're
it's
still
coming out in all
gaslighting us.
kinds of different places now because you can't keep this kind of thing under wraps forever.
No.
There was a military report about effects on women. Like there's some like problems
Yep.
that are like because all the women had to get it, but it's like they're having like serious
Really bad periods.
problems.
really bad periods, and I swear to God,
like a whole bunch of conditions are up like 1,000% or 500% or 2,000%. Like a lot of different medical conditions, fertility related, others, cancers.
Weird.
I mean, all kinds
so
of stuff.
strange, James. It's such a strange coincidence. What could that possibly be? I don't know. It must be COVID. It was COVID that's causing this. COVID's causing
Climate
myocarditis.
change, yeah.
It's what it is. That's why it's just. Oh, that's why it's a serious fight. That's why we should have locked down harder.
That's why we need to give everyone
Ugh.
amnesty.
Yes,
Ugh, fuck that. No,
we didn't know.
no. You need to be hung up by your fucking necks and tarred and feathered. what
Speaking
these
of that,
people need.
I posted a picture of. Did you guys see the Bill Clinton? Somebody cornered Bill Clinton on Epstein's Island.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
No.
He was. It
Please,
was on the
where's the
campaign
video?
trail.
Like he
Wait
was
Where did
on
you
Epstein
see it?
Island.
Wait till you see Bill's face in this
Oh
video.
my
It is
God.
so freaking hilarious. I posted
We
the
have
link if Jared wants to show it.
Yeah, one sec.
Oh god.
Oh,
Here
there
we
it
go.
is. Yeah,
Here
I
we
saw
go.
it. This is great. So someone was out stumping for him, right? He was stumping for some Democrat, and this guy confronted him. It was beautiful.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes, we do.
I think
evidence-
the evidence is clear, he said.
Yes.
And did you see the look in his eye? Could you just like scroll back and pause it right on his this knowing, like you can tell like his inner sick bastard comes out. There it is.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Look
Those
at his
reptilian.
eyes.
He's like,
Dude, look at those
yeah.
beady reptilian eyes.
Oh, he's like,
He's like,
oh
I
yeah,
missed that
those are the
motherfucker. I wish I didn't have
days.
to kill him.
Holy
Yeah,
shit! Take a screenshot of that. Look.
We were kings.
He's like, I can smell the 13-year-old's vagina now. Now that you say his name.
Yeah, it's just look at that creepy
Fucking
look on his
creep.
face. Holy
That's
shit.
God.
Seriously, God.
Yeah, take a screenshot of that. Holy
Nasty.
shit. I mean, look at his eyes. I mean, just
Evil bastard.
wow. Wow. Yeah. But
He's still
anyway.
allowed to just walk around like amongst normal people, evidently.
Oh, well. If we're never on YouTube ever again, this might be like we made it to
I don't know.
420.
We're
This
probably
might
getting
be like the
reported.
last episode.
We're getting reported probably. Fucking
Yeah. It's been a good run, boys, but we got the 420.
Well,
I
let's
know.
how about Dave Chappelle's anti-Semitism? We should probably jump
Oh,
in on that one,
God.
right? Just
Oh,
to give it
God.
the full trifecta of banning.
Well, I didn't watch at a protest because I felt like that wasn't the right thing to platform, people being like racist and mean to. So I didn't watch it. So you guys are gonna have to explain it to me. But like, can you give me a trigger warning, please, before you guys do? I'm really concerned.
You're so brave, Otto. You're so brave.
Was
I
he
try
talking
to be
about my
brave.
people?
Who fucking knows? I don't know. I saw one thing where he's talking, dude. He like laid it out about Donald Trump, and like it was fucking hilarious. But I didn't hear anything about the Jewish people. Who knows? No one fucking watches SNL anymore. No one watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were yeah, they're really pushing the anti-Semitism lately. I mean, it's just insane. Any little thing, it's just instant. The fact that, and we retweeted off the PRL account, but when you have 95% of APAC-backed politicians winning their elections,
I talked about that.
right? And it's like, it's not a fucking like. But if you call that out, then that's that's anti-Semitic.
What is APEC doing behind the scenes? Like, I mean, I know they're known for their intense political pressure on Congress people. So what are they getting now? Like, is it? It's usually like aggression towards Iran, cash for themselves.
Well, Nima wants us to spread fucking CIA propaganda all over there's a revolution going on in Iran, I guess. I don't know.
That not real?
Some neocon talked about it, so I can only imagine.
Well, what is the antiwar.com take? Because that's the only one that matters.
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, there hasn't been much
Maybe
lately.
they're quietly getting everything they want while everyone's focused on the Ukraine conflict.
That could be it too.
They're just trying to shift. I think that's what it is. It's like, hey, but then like what? Biden fucking met with China today. He met with, Pooh Bear himself, and they talked about like having we're trying to de-escalate a conflict.
Racist.
The only conflict here is caused by the fucking United States. Like they're like it's just the gaslighting, man. And if you don't say you're not concerned, let's say if you say you're not concerned about the tyranny of China as opposed to the tyranny of the United States empire, you're a tanky. That's what everyone's saying. You're a tanky.
Well, as we've discussed on this show before, we have an open invitation to our friends in China. Like, let's trade directly. I don't care what Biden says. I don't care what that Winnie the Pooh guy says. Like the port's open. Like, let's open these ports up, right? Let's just trade amongst ourselves and stop giving these guys the opportunity to comment.
Dude, it's just never ending. It's fucking never ending. God, I'm gonna throw something. I'm so annoyed. Nima, I know what's going on. I know that there's riots and protests going on in Iran. It happens all the time, and the government cracks down. But you know what? I'm not going to sit there and obsess over it, because if I do, then it's just bringing attention to like, hey, I'm like rubbing shoulders with neocons condemning Iran. I hope all nations are free. I hope everyone overthrows their government and fucking peacefully, and has and are free. Like that's because I don't want the NYPD calling me like someone we know.
Oh yeah, holy shit!
We'll talk about that in after hours. But yeah. They're watching, everybody. They're watching.
Yeah,
So,
we'll save that for the after hours, because that blew my mind. That was
Just like
What?
our man Stone. We're watching.
Yeah,
we're watching.
They're watching.
I know, Nima, it's crazy. I know it's crazy. I get it. I know it. But I hope that they win. I hope that Iran overthrows by themselves. But if it,
I hope
if
whoever the
that
good guy
happens-
is wins.
Yes. But if it happens, it's going to come with a lot of money and a lot of weapons from our CIA paid with mine and yours tax dollars. So fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. I don't care. Fuck Zelensky. Fuck Ukraine. I don't care.
Listen,
you know what? No, I do care. You know what? I hope Russia wins. Okay. You know what? I do. You want it? Is that what you want from everybody? Because that's what you're getting. I kid. I kid. All right. Anyway.
Unfortunately, he's just a Klaus Schwab stooge as well. So,
What, Nima?
Nima, are you a Klaus Schwab stooge? Defend yourself in the comment section.
Defend
Nima.
yourself.
Defend yourself.
Putin.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he probably is. He probably gets a lot of Soros money. They all do. Anyway. All right. Well, God, Lord, this was a fast podcast, everybody. This is it for 420. Nima says he wishes.
Well, hey, I think we did what we came here to do. So,
oh boy, I was all worked up.
Remember to have a show.
Well, that's why we have the after hours where the good stuff happens.
Exactly, so we can continue this on.
Yep.
So everybody, After Hours Podcast. But before you sign up for our Patreon for as little as $3 a month to get access to all our After Hours shows, you should go to YouTube, subscribe, turn on your notifications, go to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. You can say some really heinous shit about us, but as long as you give us the 5 stars, that's all that matters. And if you say something funny, we'll read it. And I should just go and do that. Like, subscribe wherever you can. Spread the word. Tell a friend. Tell your aunts and uncles. Who cares? And anyway, so go over to our Patreon, sign up for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to our After Hours podcast, which we're going to record right after this. I'm usually inebriated enough to start telling things I probably shouldn't say. Lots of racial slurs.
Whoa.
They're Jared approved racial slurs, okay?
Don't put this on me.
Don't put that evil on me.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
So everybody, go over to Patreon, sign up. And then there's other ways to donate the show. If you go to PRLfans.com, we have our PayPal link. Send us crypto. Just don't use FTX.
Yeah.
Just
send it right to my wallet. No intermediaries, please.
Exactly. Send Bitcoin. No shit coins. Just Bitcoin.
No shit coins either. Yeah.
It also, we got t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. If you use the code PRL or PRL Podcast, you get a 10% discount. Or if you use the code PRL2 and you spend $50 or more, you will get a 20% discount. So until next time, everybody, live free.
Smoke weed every day.
Yes, you did it. I was hoping you would do it. You did it.